So who are you and what is your role?
My name is Andy Mack and I'm the Strategic Project Manager for the Novated side of SG Fleet.
Beautiful. And what does that mean a little bit more about your role?
So my role essentially is taking direction from GLT for strategic goals that we want to achieve over the next period of time.
So how is continuous improvement embedded into day-to-day operations?
The framework that we have at the moment really sees feedback flowing in from multiple channels, and what we do is we run it through a framework to ascertain value, ascertain importance, and then from there we sequence how the continuous improvement is implemented into SG Fleet.
And it's always coming back to how can we continuously improve the customer end experience, right?
Yep, yeah, we've actually moved towards more of a customer-focused or customer-first mentality. So always having the customer at the center of our thinking and then overlaying that with value. So when we look at value, we're looking at monetary purposes, we're looking at customer experience purposes, and taking a look at the broader picture and ensuring that we're pushing forwards towards the future whilst juggling the strategic goals that we've got going on.
So how does SG Fleet capture and use customer feedback to then inform our decisions?
At the moment, we've got multiple ways of capturing customer feedback. Our two predominant methods are through CSAT scores, which is predominantly surveys through the moments that matter in our customer journey, along with NPS, which is more of an annual look at the overall customer journey. We take a lot of the feedback that our customers give us from a scoring perspective, but also from the actual verbatim, and we interweave these into our customer journeys and look to enhance our customer journeys over time to make it better for our customers.
So what frameworks or processes support ongoing improvements?
SG Fleet at the moment, especially in the solution delivery space, we work under an agile methodology or agile framework. And what that sees is us working roughly about a quarter or 3 months ahead on priorities that are set by our service line owners. What this means is that we work ahead about a quarter's advance, and that gives us the flexibility and agility to be able to pivot if things change. So if we have an industry change, an environment change, legislation change, or changes in our customers' needs, we can pivot and adjust our roadmaps pretty quickly and work towards those new goals when they pop up.
Do you think then our scale therefore helps us in these scenarios to be able to pivot so quickly?
Yeah, the framework itself lends its methodology to being able to pivot. And what that sees is service line owners or responsible people within the business are held accountable to setting the roadmap. They can always pivot that roadmap at any point in time. Nothing's ever really set in stone. And a good example is legislative change. The government overnight can make changes, as we've seen previously with the electric car discount. And what that means is service line owners can reframe their roadmaps and reprioritize things, and all of the solution delivery team or different teams can pivot at any point in time.
How do you ensure the improvements are therefore delivering the intended outcomes?
Yeah, good question. As part of our framework, we have a value analysis portion to our solutions. And what that sees is when the solution is delivered to the business, whether that be technical or business change, we evaluate that change. What we then do is take the value that we've created and compare it to what we actually forecasted or budgeted that project or solution would deliver. Coming out of that, we always have pros and cons. We would always hope that the value we create hits what we wanted, and where we fall short, we reanalyze and have a look at where we can improve. And another way to do that is actually looking at our customers and seeing how much value they speak back to us.
So then how do we identify where innovation is needed most?
There's a couple of different channels that we look into from that perspective. There's our customer feedback options, which we kind of discussed before. But the big one is actually having our finger on the pulse on the different industries that we sit in. So like things like the vehicle industry, the finance sector, government and legislative things, which all impact our current environment. And then also we've got our innovation team. They are always looking forward, looking at new technologies and looking at stuff that can improve SG Fleet.
So for those coming up in their careers here at SG Fleet, what's a piece of advice you've taken from your experience that you can pass on to them?
My best piece of advice would be like a sponge. Try and take in as much knowledge as you can from different areas of the business, but also build relationships. The more people that you know, the more that you can learn from different people, the better it is for yourself and better it is for your career.